Well, today I think I'm going to take a break from talking about research related topics and get back to more my personal immersion that I've been doing. And last night I finished one of the Jojo parts, Steel Ball Run. I feel pretty good about this. I mean, you might be looking and saying like, "Oh, what? You've been immersing for a year? You haven't finished like an entire manga in Japanese?" Well, I've read kind of broadly, but I haven't read completely. So it's a big thing for me to read like an entire series or even finish a book for that matter. I just kind of get bored and drop things and move on and pick up new things. So this was one that, Steel Ball Run gripped me pretty well from the beginning. I started reading it around November, late November of last year, and now I'm totally finished. Took me a while. I've learned a lot. I've got a lot of cards out of it, and you know, I really enjoyed it. Uh, Steel Ball Run was actually the manga that kind of from which, when I read it, it came up with this idea of like getting really comfy when you're reading, putting on ambient music and immersing yourself in the content of the story, making not just the immersion better, but the actual stuff you're reading, you enjoy it more. So what's next? For me, I also have the entirety of GTO that I got off eBay. So I have that to read, and I think that's what I'm going to move on to next. So Jojo, it's like Steel Ball Run and all the other Jojo manga, all have like furigana for everything. I've read like the first volume of GTO. I'm pretty sure that they have some furigana and not all. I think that's what I want to move on to next, is like reading manga with no furigana. Furigana plays a nice role for physical stuff as a learner. If you're on the computer, you can just utilize these plugins and stuff like this for looking up words. But with physical media, there's a little bit of a barrier. And that barrier can actually serve a purpose. Like, you're not looking up words. You might not necessarily really need to break your immersion to look up. You can get the gist and you can just move on. So it's kind of this trade-off, right? You can either keep immersing, exposing yourself to more and more words, or you can look up words and learn a very specific thing, but that trade-off is you expose yourself to less. So that's kind of my thoughts about like the furigana aspect of things. I think once you get to a certain point, there's a really interesting thing I've started to notice, which is like you learn implicitly the common readings of certain characters. So there's a lot of times where I can just kind of guess a reading of certain characters, and then I can use that guess to type it into a dictionary, and then I'll see, oh yeah, those are the characters, they popped up correctly, and then I'll look up the word. That's always really fun when it happens too. You feel good about your abilities when you can guess stuff like that. Yeah, that's kind of a little short update about where I'm at in my immersion. Gonna get into GTO next, and well, I guess it's been November. Well, I won't count November because it started late. So it's like December, January, February, March, April, and now it's midway through May. So it took me, I guess, like just over 5 months to read the 24 volumes, which, it's not the fastest reading speed, but we'll see how long it takes me to read GTO, which seems to be about similar length and volume. I don't know how dense the language is, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, if you have stuff that you've been reading or stuff that you finished and recommendations, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.